This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Show us your purple preset for a chance to win Vikings draft party tickets. Set KFAN as a preset on the iHeartRadio app. Screenshot it and post with hashtag KFAN purple preset to your social media. Obviously, make sure to follow and tag KFAN as well. Winners will be DM daily. Get the full rules at KFAN.com. Keyword contest.
Couple 13-14 past. This is the Common Man program. I'm Common. He's Teneby, the bridge producer of the program. Excited and delighted to be joined by the legendary one, Mark Rosen. And were you there last night at the fuse box? To see
I was not. I making dinner for my beautiful wife, and then watched the game, most of it, and echoing what.
Did you see the end then?
God, yeah. I mean, it was like they were literally one shift away from losing that game. They pulled a goalie, and they were doing nothing offensively. It wasn't like they were peppering. They had a lot of possession time in the Anaheim zone, but they really weren't doing a lot with it. And then, doesn't always work out. Rarely works out, really, when you pull your goalie and you could score. But they had a great opportunity in front, and Joel Eriksson kind of fan of the first one. They got a piece of his stick on it and then slapped it in. And
he didn't fan on the first one. That goallie stopped it with his stick. He reached his stick out.
Yeah, it was a weird
It looked like he fanned on it, but
it did. Yeah, originally I thought he fanned on it, but got the second chance and knocked it in, and that was it. But they were dead to rights. I was saying to myself, this is it. They got one shift left. And that was it. Game was over, and I think their playoff hopes probably would have evaporated as well. But now they're on to Vegas, so everything's smiling. And then
on to Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't write a better script. I mean, Gus Bus said, put Flower in there, and he had to survive a power play in overtime. I mean, it wasn't like they had a 4-on-3. And he was doing his Flower thing. He was flopping all over the ice.
Did you get emotional watching it all?
I wouldn't say emotional, no. But, I mean, it was a very celebratory type of thing, especially when Boldy scored the game-winning goal in overtime, and of course his teammates hugged him, and then kudos again to the Anaheim players. They stuck around and they shook hands with Flower afterwards, and as he was leaving the ice, and he's got that kind of reputation around the league. So yeah, it was cool. Now a whole nother task now, and as big underdogs to Vegas, they have not played well against them, but they got a chance now. So that's all you can ask for.
We call it a chip, a chair, and a chance. I
agree. Tenna, I think, tweeted something out earlier. I mean, you can see that Kaprizov is not 100%.
He's holding back.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He's going to let it all out.
Well, he's pacing himself. He just got back.
Right. Well, I know.
He gave it everything in that first one, and now he's
got more practice time.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, and this is all you can ask for. And I don't know who said it. Maybe both of you. One of you did. I don't know about the number one. I think it's a little different than the NBA, but than the NHL. It seems like you just
the only thing they have to fear is itself.
Well, you just get in, and we've seen plenty of teams that finish in first place get eliminated in the first round, and so in the NHL. So it would be nice, of course. Well, just get into the second round. It's been since 15? Tenna? Since they've won a playoff series? They've been in a number of times.
I would have guessed 2014, but I don't know the exact.
I don't know, but it's around that time.
I know what team it was. It was the one that lost off the stanchion against Patrick Kane in Game 6 in round 2.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it would, of course, would be great. And so both of our teams are on their way to the West Coast. So, this weekend. And at least we got postseason play.
You going out to L.A.?
No, I'm not going to L.A.
I guarantee if Kilborn calls and says he's got a ticket, you'll be there.
I'm going.
Yeah.
No, he won't be calling.
How do you know?
I don't know.
You guys are fast friends.
If the phone rings, I'll answer it. I don't think that's going to happen.
What if it's Game 7 while you go out there?
Oh, man, that's a good one. I don't know when it is. But
Game 7?
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to last that long.
Lakers will be lucky to win a game.
Yeah, come on.
I'm starting to like this Wolves club.
I see you're coming around on them. Yeah,
well, you've convinced me. You, Suhan, everybody else, everybody I'm reading.
And then you're going to throw it back in everybody's face. Say, I believed everybody. I know your shtick.
Well, I told you about the shtick.
I know that's true.
It was a well kept secret.
It was,
but I have no secrets.
I did stay up too late. I don't know why. I'm thinking, there's, as we all know, all these playoffs, and the NBA playoffs haven't even begun yet. They had the play-in game, then the team that loses, like Memphis lost last night. So they get rewarded with playing, home game on Friday night. But then, of course, if they win that one, then they have to play OKC right away on the road. And I don't think that's going to end well for them. But I stayed up too late watching. It was an exciting basketball game. Ja Morant, twisted his ankle, looked like he wasn't going to be able to get back in the game. It looked pretty bad, and he did. And Golden State put the pedal down at the end and won the game. Now,
what'd you think of my guy Jimmy Buckets?
He was pretty good last night.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
really good.
He was good. You just saw the box score.
38 points.
I know. I mean, it's still more than that.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did I asked you, I said he was really good.
Yeah, he was good.
With 38 points, led you to believe he was really good.
Yes.
That's all I needed to see. So I didn't need to see the game.
Yeah. Well, I wish I hadn't stayed up and seen the game. It was on, and I didn't realize what time it was. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, why were you watching a meaningless game between 7-10?
It was fun, and I thought after the Wild game, and I was just staying up, and I got caught up in it, and and then I realized what time it was. I went,
why?
You idiot. What do you say? This is like first of how many months of postseason? I mean, whether it's Stanley Cup or NBA, you got a lot of look at both the Wolves and the Wild are going to be playing late night games when they go on the road. I'm sure Sunday. I can't imagine the Wild game 1 against Vegas unless it's Sunday afternoon. That'll be 9:00 game here.
Yeah,
and obviously Saturday night's. Saturday night's actually 7:30 here, so that's a good
feature game, is what it is.
It's ABC, of course. It's LeBron and Luka. So yeah, but there will be a lot of late.
They came for LeBron and Luka. They ended up leaving with Ant.
Yeah. Buckle up.
You like the Wolves in this series, don't you?
I like their chances. Yes, I mean, I think it still will be considered a pretty big upset if they do beat them. But I like the depth of this team. I've said it all along, and I think now both teams have changed dramatically. Obviously, the trade for Luka changed everything. No more D'Angelo Russell, no more Anthony Davis. And for the Wolves, Randall DiVincenzo played early, then they both got hurt. This is the first time, really, that the teams will be at full strength, and for both squads. And I'm anxious to see, and it is. It's like, well, Finch talked about, it's almost like an NFL team. You get a whole week to prepare for an opponent, and how much tape he looked at of the Celtics championship game last year when they swept out Dallas, and how they went at Doncic hard and made him play defense. And that's what I keep saying. Who's going to be able to do that and try to wear him out a little bit, make him play defense all the time.
Your guy, guarding. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, just in terms of how they're going to go at. I mean, offensively, we know what he's going to do, and that's going to take a team effort to try to contain him a little bit. But defense is the thing that you got to try to get him in foul trouble, or just to wear him out a little bit, because they do not have the depth that the Wolves have on that roster.
They don't?
No.
Okay.
No. Not right now. No, they don't. And I wouldn't have said that even a year ago. I mean, I think that the Wolves are a deeper team. The Cale Alexander-Walker can do a lot of different things. And
is this the deepest team in the league, you think?
No. Cleveland, OKC, both those teams I think are probably deeper in terms of overall talent and where they are right now.
Okay.
But I don't think it's huge.
You like this club, though, a lot, I can tell.
I like their chances right now. I like the fact that they didn't have the play-in game. They got a whole week to prepare, and again, then they have 3 days off. I mean, it's different than any other time of the year. I'm going by how they obviously performed in the playoffs last year, but more importantly, what their roster makeup is right now.
It's all coming together.
Great series. No, I mean, I would still be.
You're picking the
mildly
Wolves to
surprised.
You're picking the Wolves in 6, aren't you?
Well, I don't know what I'm picking. I don't know.
When are you going to make that call?
Well,
you'll have to do it tomorrow.
I guess I'll do it tomorrow.
Tennessee, you think he takes the Wolves in 6 or 7?
I'm mildly surprised.
He's not going to do 5.
No. 5
in 6. I don't even think he'll do that.
He'll do 7 just to give himself some in case the Lakers do end up winning. It makes it look like I knew it was going to be competitive.
The Lakers to win it. I mean, everyone else is picking the Lakers to win it. I have not found one national person picking the Wolves to win that series. It's as if they're just we're over here in flyover land, and LeBron and Luka. The league wants them to win, and I don't want to hear any conspiracy theories.
I think the experts have sort of seen how the Timberwolves have played this year, and they've been very inconsistent.
They have been. No,
I know they've been 21-4 in their last 25, but they have the easiest schedule in the NBA over the last 25 games. So.
Still got to play those teams and play.
I know. No, I know. Yeah. I'm just saying it wasn't like they had this
gauntlet of teams.
Yeah, exactly. You put Jalen Clark on Luka. That's all you need to do.
Well, he's not going to play extended minutes. I don't think that's a great matchup. I mean, he can pester him, that's for sure. But there's such a height difference and size difference between Jalen Clark and Luka Doncic. I think Jaden McDaniels is the guy that's going to draw that assignment. I
think the biggest thing, and I'm convinced by Mike Conley, that it's going to be if Edwards can rise to the occasion. There were some quotes. There was a Fish Wrap Factory West Side did a story with extensive quotes from Conley. We'll look at those next and tell me tell me what you think.
All right,
we'll do that on the other side of the break. Right now, though, Tennessee, our friends at BigDeck.com, some bonus bucks. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, the fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword cash at KFAN.com now for shot of winning. That keyword is cash. Enter now at KFAN.com.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out. Indecision. Overthinking. Second-guessing every choice you make. In. Plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out. Beige on beige on beige. In. Knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Raise a glass for Ron White's return to the island. From hilarious childhood stories to witty tales about life now, you'll laugh along to it all when he takes the stage at Treasure Island on April 19th and 20th. Tickets are still available. You can get yours at TICasino.com.
13:14 past here on the Common Man program. I'd like to respond to a text message I received on the Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line, 64686. I did so while resting comfortably in the 651 Carpets Plus climate-controlled studio. It says, does Common have any idea how the NBA schedule works? Obviously not. The Wolves are a Western Conference team. Therefore, they played mostly Western Conference teams, and the West was the superior conference this year. And I had to respond and tell him, you're not. He obviously doesn't pay attention to the league like I do. I'm
no one pays more attention.
I'm laser focused.
Yeah.
I responded to him after the All-Star break. The Wolves had, by wins and losses, the second easiest remaining schedule. This was what they had. We played all the Western Conference teams 4 times. I get that. Mm-hmm. But we're talking about after the All-Star break. They broke it down and said, every story about the Wolves would always, for that first week or so, had these, the Wolves, comma, after the All-Star break, comma, have the second easiest remaining schedule in the NBA. So I'm just saying that's just a fact. Now again, that's not their fault. The schedule makers put the schedule the way it was, and those teams ended up, just so happened the schedule tilted where the terrible teams were backloaded heavily in the Wolves' favor. That's all.
And I'm not putting any more stock in that statistic. I'm not leaning on that to say this is why I think the Timberwolves have a really good chance against the Lakers. It has nothing to do with that. It has, and it's not taking anything away from the fact that they finished strong against some good teams as well. But I do like, and I've said it for weeks and weeks and weeks, I do like the makeup of this roster. I'm anxious. I think they're built for a long run. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But I think they have more flexibility with their roster, with their lineups, and what Finch can do. And I know it's like, this is the world that we live in with social media. When they blew that game against Milwaukee in that night, when they had the big 24-point lead or whatever, I mean, I can't. I just shake my head sometimes. People who are, maybe they've never seen a basketball game. Fire Finch, fire Chris Finch, fire, and I can be critical of his. Well, whether it's going to be the play calling or the execution, late game, last second, kind of like they draw up a play in the huddle, and then they come out and it has nothing to do with it. But the idea of firing a guy like that, who's the success that he's had and the way that he's handling it, is
they fired Mike Malone.
Ridiculous.
Mike Malone won an NBA championship.
Yeah, there was a lot of infighting going on there.
Maybe there's infighting with the Wolves we don't know about.
There's not.
How do you know?
And then no one's talking about. No one is whispering about firing Chris Finch. No one.
I don't think those whispers were happening. That blindsided everybody.
Well, Memphis got fired their coach too.
Nobody saw it happening in Denver. What if they announced today that Chris Finch has been let go?
Yeah. Well, then I will leave town. With him. Anyway, it's just the idea that just fire the coach.
Mike Conley, point guard, Minnesota Timberwolves. These are quotes from a Chris Hines story from yesterday. First paragraph says, a lot of people are talking about the Lakers-Timberwolves playoff series will revolve around the physical makeup of the team. Mm-hmm. Specifically, the Wolves will have a size advantage in the series, and will they be able to exploit that? But a lot of the on-court dynamics will also boil down to the mental aspect of the game, as point guard Mike Conley underscored Tuesday when talking about Doncic, James, and Reeves. Here's what he said. They're three of the smartest players you'll play against and have some of the best abilities to play off each other and just read a game. So you can prepare all you want, put schemes together all you want. They can do stuff in real time and adjust to it. Then the story goes on to say, on the other side, this series is going to test that same ability in Wolves guard Anthony Edwards, who in his 5th season will be participating in his 4th postseason. Edwards has seen a lot of different coverages, especially in the playoffs. The Wolves are gearing up for the Lakers to defend Edwards a lot of different ways and not just stick to one coverage. And Edwards is going to have to be flexible and quick to read the game as his counterparts if the Wolves are going to win the series. Here's what Conley said. He's got to be able to grow up right in front of us and be able to handle what he's about to experience. It's going to be a lot of trying to get the ball out of his hands. They're going to try to be smarter than us. They're going to try to outwit us in a lot of different areas. He's got to be patient. He's got to be able to be thinking ahead of the game. As Conley said, James is able to read the game, quote, 2 or 3 layers deep. Edwards will have to have that command of the series. Conley goes on to say, LeBron does it all the time. Edwards has to start looking at the 2nd and 3rd layer of things, doing it for your teammates, doing it for yourself, making the game easier for yourself, and then as your teammates. We have to make it easier on you by knocking down shots, creating space for you, doing your part of it. If we can connect on those things, I think we'll be fine. And for me, that's the key to the series is Edwards, can he take that next step? He has had his moments, but he even admitted, and maybe I'll try to dial up that story in the next break. It was a recent game where he basically said, he talked about the zone in the NBA was so different than the AAU. And he said, I wasn't doing the things I was supposed to. I got to do it right. I didn't stick to the game plan stuff. And you're in your 5th year and you're playing some important games here and you're having that trouble. Now you're going to be playing James, Doncic, and Reeves. It's not all on Edwards, but I think Conley spells it out, and he's putting a lot of pressure on his teammate. I think a lot's going to be on Ant, and we'll just say, and I'm not sure Ant's ready for it against Doncic, Reeves, and LeBron. I think there's an old saying about, especially the great ones, let the game come to them, no one's better at that than LeBron over the years, especially in playoff situations where you watch him just kind of many times just coast through the first quarter, making sure he's getting his teammates involved. He may score 4 points in the first quarter. I mean, and that's sort of, I think the manner in which Ant, he talked today, he talked about, I'm not going to get a technical. I'm going to, he's going to, easier said than done. But, that's what Ant has to do. I mean, getting his team, because they're going to double up on him, and he's going to find open teammates. And it's obviously, as Mike Conley said, that they're going to have to make shots, because if they don't make shots, they're screwed. Because Ant's going to give them opportunities. And you can fill in the blanks. If it's Jaden, if it's Nas, if it's, Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who I think will get more play than, Conley's healthy now, and that's good. But I like his veteran leadership out there, but he's also got a size disadvantage that Nickeil Alexander-Walker gives them. So, yeah, I mean, I think the game will come to him. At the same time, he's your big ticket. He's the guy that, Kevin Garnett used to say in the 4th quarter, bring it to the ticket. I mean, the only difference is Anthony Edwards can make 3-point shots. He's prolific at it. And I don't think he's going to back down, nor should he. I mean, he's got to be smart about it. But, it'll be I'll challenge. All eyes will be on Ant, as it should be.
But
do you think he's going to rise to the occasion?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that. I mean,
is he going to will his way the Wolves to a victory over the Lakers
in the series?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think he'll play really well. I think Conley also said it. I mean, for a lot of young guys, and you could put Ant in that classification. I mean, you're playing the Lakers, and I know it's still the aura of L.A. going to L.A. all with the hype and Tinseltown and everything else with LeBron and Doncic. It's you never know how the young teams are going to react, younger teams. But I think it's up to Julius Randle and even Chen. It's up to everybody to raise their level of play. It's not just Ant, but Ant's got to be the ringleader. He's your guy.
He's done it before, though. I mean,
he has.
He doesn't like he's never done it before. Yeah, well, he did against Phoenix last year. Yeah. He was brilliant in that series. He had very good moments against Denver.
Ate up Durant.
I get it. Luka destroyed us.
He did. They destroyed him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they did it against, and then
Phoenix is a terrible team.
They weren't last year. They were 4-0 against Minnesota last year going into the playoffs.
They were.
Well, come on. That's underselling them. Well, I mean, the
Wolves made them look terrible.
They were.
How'd Phoenix do this year?
Not great, and that's why they're blowing the team up. Well, it's the same team, but it's not the same team.
No, but pretty close.
No.
Compare the rosters. There wasn't much of a change.
No, but that doesn't matter. We've seen that with football teams. We've seen it with other teams that keep the roster the same. It doesn't mean the same.
I think you like this club, and you think that you're going to pick them to win the series tomorrow. Is what you're going to do, and then I'm going to point at tenna like this.
Bet. How much are you willing to go on this? Like more than $6?
I don't want to take all your money. Like
you're not going to take my money.
Yesterday, I was going to bet you $2 in the Master, and you and Tenna B were like, "Come on, man." Put your big boy betting pants on.
I don't care what you bet. I'll bet $2 or $20.
Well, you bet $200.
Depends what the bet is.
Well, you're taking the Wolves. I'm going to take the Lakers.
you know that's the thing. The Lakers are pretty big favorites.
Well, they only won one more game than the Wolves all year. Well, how doesn't that matter? They've got basically identical records.
Because I'm going to do the meat sauce thing. The league wants Doncic and LeBron to win, so they're going to get all the calls. Conspiracy theorists will be out. You watch how many free throws they shoot.
You just said you didn't want to hear that conspiracy
I don't. No, but I'm saying.
Don't go with the meat sauce.
I'm not. Well,
if the Wolves would have tried harder in those two games where they said they didn't try as hard as the other team, they would have had the number 3 seed. We'd be playing at Target, the bullseye. But they didn't. They decided they didn't want to try as hard.
That's not. I don't think the home court.
Oh, you don't.
Win one game on the road. It doesn't. It's the late great Flip Saunders said. Now you got a series.
Okay.
Buckle up. We'll find out tomorrow.
You like this Bulls club?
You're something
really
else.
Like them. We'll take a break. Come back. One more segment to go here on the Grub.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out. Procrastination. Putting it off. Kicking the can down the road. In. Plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out. Carpet in the bathroom. Like, why? In. Knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
Hey everybody, so when you get asked what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Oh, but then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. When Dr. Sabah and I decided to do a skincare line together, he said to me, we are going to give women meaningful beauty. And I said, that's exactly right. We want to give women meaningful beauty, which means each and every product is meaningful. It has a reason to exist. It's efficacious. You're going to get results. And then you just go out and live your life.
Meaningful Beauty. Confidence is beautiful. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
Brace yourselves for an epic night.
Brantley Gilbert and all of his hits, including I Should Have Been a Cowboy,
is hitting the Ledge Amphitheater on May 9th with his powerhouse country rock performance. This is one show you can't afford to miss. Check out KFAN.com. Keyword contest to see how you can win your way in today.
13:14 past. I'm Common. He's Tennessee. Mark Rosen here. Last segment of the Grum today. Mark returns tomorrow, and then Friday. A little beat, a little program pass. Or did you find your participants yet, Tennessee?
No. I have not.
Don't need to.
Rosie, interested?
No.
So,
thank you though.
If judging by the discussion we had during the break, I think you like this Twins team now.
Well, I did about 10 minutes ago, and I'm not sure I like them now.
Oh, what happened now?
Well, they're hanging on. It's 3-2.
Oh, because it was just the last couple
3-3.
Is it really?
They just tied it up.
All you've been doing is you can't watch this team. You're down in this club.
Well, yeah.
Now they win yesterday, and they were winning today, and suddenly you were kind of excited about this team, it seemed like
I was talking to you more about watching yet another starter, or two starters go out. One of them, again, running the first base, Wallner last night. He was hustling. I give him credit. It's just mind-boggling how he pulls a hamstring. It looked like a hamstring. And you kind of go back in your hot tub time machine and you think about all the players I've watched over the years, decades of not just the great ones like, Puckett and Mauer and Molitor and going back to even bigger guy. Harmon pulled a hamstring at first base, I think at 65. Right before the All-Star game, he made a big stretch at first base and he pulled a hamstring. I mean, just guys running out the first base, Gaetti, all those guys. I don't ever remember seeing these guys do that. And, and I know I wrote something last night about it. People going, well, they're overtraining or they're not doing this or they're soft or they're going.
I think they're soft.
It's like I watched enough, not just spring training, but before games when they have the little ropes out there and they're stretching out and the trainers are stretching. They're you're laying on the turf and, you lay down and it's just a basic exercise that any of us that do as far
Babe
as having
Ruth never stretched.
But
Norm
that should
Cash
help.
never stretched.
Well, then
Willie Horton, Al Kaline.
I don't know if they never stretched,
Boo
but
Powell.
we never saw them. We never probably never could. But even guys who were really in at least looking at them by the naked eye in really good shape didn't have these issues. I mean, Royce Lewis, it was 80 degrees in Fort Myers, and he's still not back. When he pulled a hamstring. And this guy's 24 years old or something. I mean, come on. How does that happen? So that's what I was referring to again. And then Correa, I don't know what he did with his hand. He got, just took an awkward swing or something. So he's not playing today. I don't think it's a long-standing thing. But this team isn't deep enough to have players like that out of their lineup. You got, Royce Lewis out, Wallner's out, Correa's out. And they're just kind of, throwing bodies against the wall right now just to see if they can win. Now they had a great opportunity, and now it's, 3-3. They had a 3-0 lead. Now it's 3-3 going to the bottom of the eighth. But it's the bigger picture is, their everyday lineup's suffering enough as it is. They haven't been manufacturing many runs. Today was one of the few times they've actually scored 3 runs.
It's 6 yesterday.
I know, but it's just
they were.
Yeah, it's just
they were the lumber company yesterday.
Yeah, the lumber company. And I think they'll get better. I'm not suggesting they're not going to, warm up and play better, but I just do not understand. They changed, I think, training staffs. It's not like these guys are not doing what's necessary. And I don't know if they're overtraining, if there's such a thing. Your muscles, you pull a muscle like that when it's tight. And I know it's an explosive step, and Wallner was hustling, like I said. It was a slow ground ball, and he was busting his butt trying to get to first base, and all of a sudden you could see it. He just pulls up lame. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
It's dumb to debate Common about the Timberwolves. He's not seen a game this whole season. Whole season? I haven't seen a game in
10 seasons.
He doesn't have any clue what he's talking about and just parrots whatever's in the newspaper or whatever soundbite fits him. Lakers won one more game the whole year and are not a deep team. He also doesn't watch any Lakers games. So it's like talking to a brick wall because that's as much knowledge as he has about either team as what a brick wall would. Well,
Wilbur.
Well, Wilbur, here's
your comeback.
Well, if there are many very, very talented and bright, knowledgeable sports writers in this town and across the country.
Mm-hmm.
They follow the game and they'll describe what's happened in the game.
Right.
So, for instance, if the story says then the Wolves' defense stopped moving and the other team started moving the ball and went on a 22-2 run, let's say. Well, I didn't need to see it. He told me what happened. The Wolves started standing still. I've seen teams stand still defensively in a basketball game, so I know I can close my eyes and go, I can see what happened. I mean, I know the other team started scoring points. When you have a soundbite, there's quotes around it, and when you have players on teams, like, for instance, the one I've been kind of harping on a little bit lately is where there were two recent games where at least two, if not three, Wolves players post-game said they just tried harder than we did. So I'm supposed to just ignore that? This text messenger wants to ignore that because he wants the team to win so bad because it's going to make him feel so good about his Minnesota Timberwolves club.
No.
You don't need to watch games to understand what's happening.
I disagree. I think there are nuances that happen in the game. One thing I just mentioned in talking about what the Wolves have to do a lot better job of if they get in that situation is when they call timeout and they're down by one or they're up by one, the game is tied and they're the last 10 seconds of games. They've been having a lot of trouble closing out games. Obviously, Finch is diagramming something, but it's lost in translation from the time he's drawing something up to when they get on the court, something happens and it just doesn't happen. So,
which has been reported, and we've talked about it.
It has, but there's also
I know that
times.
it's happened. Yeah.
But there's also times when a guy's hustling. They're not going to write everything. A guy's hustling for an out-of-bounds play, and he's skidding across the court, and he saves the ball, and they end up scoring a point, so maybe get a turnover on that. They may not be writing about that. I mean, or the way you give up an offensive rebound or get an offensive rebound, or Jaden Clark makes a play that's not going to get written up in the box score the next day, or it's like any other sport. I'm not saying you got to pay attention to every play or everything. It's not going to.
Are you watching every game start to finish?
Pretty close.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the playoffs.
No, I mean, have you this year with the Wolves? Have you watched 82 games?
I haven't watched 82, but I probably watched 70. I mean, I would come pretty close.
Really?
Huh?
I watched a lot of
70?
games.
You haven't watched 70.
And if you did, you
I've watched
need
a lot
to
of
figure
them.
out, go for a walk.
I have a great life.
No, I'm not saying you don't have a great life. I just go out for a walk.
I do.
You have too many dinner reservations to get 70 games in.
You're doing too much.
I don't see, when you say I've watched 70, it doesn't mean all of them have been start to finish.
Well, then what? Maybe you're missing nuances in the game. Yeah. So then why is your opinion about it? And by the way, do they have a TV set at Kowalski's?
No,
because you practically live there. Are you watching the games at Kowalski's?
It's funny you say that because it's in the suggestion box over there for the Kowalski family. So when I go shopping, like I am today, they could have it now. Watching the end of the Twins game would be nice. Yeah.
To use the texter's knowledge, you would have had to have physically been watching D.B. Cooper hijack that plane and parachute out as opposed to reading media and eyewitness accounts of what happened. That's a perfect example.
That's quite a stretch.
I had to hear somebody tell me about the babushka lady. I didn't see the babushka lady.
No.
Somebody told me about the babushka lady.
She doesn't exist.
Well, no, she exists.
Well, she exists, but she had nothing to do with anything.
Do you know that? Were you there? Were you there? Did you
No, I was in fifth grade.
Okay.
I was in school. I was at lunch.
Okay.
At 12:30 on November 22nd, 1963. I was not in Dallas.
Don't you complain about Sauce doing draft stuff from what he hears and not evaluating the players themselves? That's totally different. Because Sauce is pretending that he's evaluated the players himself. He's not saying, well, I'm just reading about these players. And that's all he's doing. He's pretending he watches college football and that he's watched 3 cone drills and knows everything about it. I admit I'm not watching the games. I'm just going by interviews and by.
I understand that.
But what I'm saying, he's comparing me to me. Those are two completely different, opposite ways of approaching what you're doing. He is trying to he's followed in your footsteps, perpetrating a fraud on the listening public by pretending he's watched these players and knows how good they are when he's got Mel Kiper's draft guide. At least when you listen to Tenneby and his Purple Prey, Tenneby's broken down film on these guys. He's watched this stuff. He's not reading out of Mel Kiper. Misas goes, Joe Bag of Donuts. He had 43 tackles for loss. He didn't. He's reading that.
This is why I listen to the Tennebys of the world because I pay almost zero attention, especially when the Vikings are drafting 24th. It doesn't matter to me. I let the experts do what they need to do. They take an offensive lineman from North Dakota State or take a safety from South Carolina or whatever. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to get all, wrapped up in that.
Yeah.
Now, if they draft, Demetrius Underwood, then that's a whole nother story.
Do you like, the kid that, what's the kid's name that plays both sides of the ball, is demanding that if you draft me, I had to be a wide receiver?
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter. You like him?
Well, I like him as a player.
Should the Vikings trade up to get him?
No.
We could use a third receiver. We could use a defensive back. He'd be a great player to have on the club. Think about this. One draft pick kills 2 birds. 2 birds with 1 stone. No. 2 positions with 1. I think you move up to draft him.
Yeah.
The Vikings need to move up.
Yeah, I don't think he's the next, Dion or Bo Jackson or whomever. Bo didn't play defense, but quite the demand he's making. That's for sure. Maybe he'll pan out to be worth it, but.
Common, you're 100% correct about meat sauce. He pretends to be an expert because he thinks it makes him sound cool. That's what it is. Oh, listen to meat sauce. You know what else I heard he's doing?
What's that?
He's eating sunflower seeds and then just leaving piles of shells on the parking ramp.
What?
Yep.
You've got to be kidding me.
And I'm assuming it's
really
meat sauce. Yes. There have been piles of.
When is he eating them?
I don't know. Before he gets here in the morning or after the show, whenever.
I can't imagine. He gets here at 5, whatever time. He can be eating sunflower seeds. But is it near where he parks? Well, that wouldn't be hard to find.
Meat sauce reading draft takes is the same as Mark Rosen reciting AC/DC songs.
Yeah, well, probably know more about that. My ears were still ringing.
Did you enjoy the concert?
I enjoyed it. No, I didn't. I enjoyed it more than Dylan. I did not enjoy Dylan's concert. I didn't know one song, and I was bored. Even though I respected the hell
poet laureate
100%, but I didn't understand a word he said. I needed a teleprompter. It wasn't quite. I enjoyed the spectacle of watching Bob Dylan at 83 performing. I enjoyed that, but I didn't care for the actual.
And you like
Thunderstruck?
It's TNT. It's dynamite.
I wouldn't go back.
TNT.
I wouldn't go back because of my hearing gets really it's from years of wearing headsets. It's not good. Even though I had earplugs in. But I give Angus Young is 70 years old.
He ain't that young anymore.
No, but he's doing his little duck walk on stage. Yeah. And what's the name of the lead singer?
Axl Rose?
No.
Slash.
He's older. He's belting it on. I don't know how they keep their voice. It's a lot of screeching. But
Angus Young.
Angus.
No, not Angus is the guitar player. He's not the singer. No. He was playing some licks, as they say. Man, that was phenomenal. But it was a spectacle. I'm glad I went, but I wouldn't go again.
You were so
Brian
good.
Johnson.
Yeah, that's it.
You were so glad when the concert was over.
I left before the encores, so got out of there. I had the set list in front of me. I heard everything. I heard a whole lot of Rosie, and I know that was the last song I needed to hear. One of my favorites. He used to play it here for me.
Morning show?
Yeah. Yeah. Then I saw the set list. I went, okay, Karen, we're out of here. So she said, no, I know, we're out of here. Oh, there's 66,000 people there. Even though we were in a nice suite.
And we all know it. It's. I mean, at least the people that I trust have said it might be the worst acoustic stadium for music in the entire country.
I don't know about that, but it's not for a band like that. It probably
doesn't matter.
Better. It's just a lot of noise.
It's just loud. Yeah,
it's loud.
You couldn't tell the difference.
No, I wouldn't go see an artiste there. I wouldn't go see James Taylor at U.S. Bank. I wouldn't want to see a solo artist just strumming a guitar and singing or playing a harmonica. I wouldn't see Dylan wouldn't perform there anyway. But that's the kind of. When you get a stadium like that's what you buy into. You're not going to have great acoustics.
What's next on your concert list? You guys have one?
No, nothing. That's it.
I was going to go see Dave Mason at.
I like the Dakota. I got to check out.
I was going to see Dave Mason at the Dakota, but then all of a sudden he canceled.
Oh no!
A stretch of concerts for a serious health issue, and then I've not been able to see anywed what the serious health issue is. Now, had he died, I'm sure we would have heard by now, but I've not heard it, so I don't know what. But I planned to.
When was he supposed to play?
He was going to play back-to-back nights. He was going to play Thursday, Friday of Golf Opener, and I was going to watch it Thursday night and then drive up. So
when is that? When is that again?
But then, how about this? So then I go to work day and I go ahead and request a day of vacation next Friday, week from Friday.
Okay.
Check my email this morning. Happy, everything's going well.
Sure.
Getting ahead of things before I go play golf. All of a sudden, I check the email. It says request denied.
Wow.
Abbott said, "Look, it's the
You've
draft.
You've got to be
We need you
kidding
on the
me!
airport."
Come on.
That's what he said.
The draft. I know the Vikings are picking 24th in theory. But for Friday, you're talking about? They want your take on the 24th pick in the draft?
He says it's critical
to
the success of the fans.
This is what you can do. You can record about 5 separate ones and just recite exactly what Tena does about that individual player. And whomever the Vikings pick, just plug that in. That would be my idea.
I got a concert that you and Karn might like.
What's that?
May 22nd, Caboose, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles.
I don't think so.
What? How do you know you won't like them?
I don't know.
Dirty Rotten Imbeciles.
We're going to Nashville the week before in May, so maybe we'll see. She's got a convention down there for sports lawyers, but I think we have. She's used
maybe
to live.
Go to the Grand Ole Opry. Have you ever been there?
I have. Yeah.
Oh, you have? I've never been to the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, we have other.
Who did you see there?
I can't remember. It was. You know when it was there?
Don Williams, the Gentle Giant.
The Gophers, when they actually beat Alabama in a bowl game, Glenn Mason was coaching.
Whoa.
I covered the Gopher game down in Nashville. I think it was 2003, I want to say. I don't know. And I was with our crew. We popped in a bunch of different places. We popped in there. We weren't able to stay very long, but we got some other plans. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited to go to Nashville. I haven't been there in a long time. Since the Gopher football game.
I would. I'd like to go to the Grand Ole Opry someday.
Yeah, it's a great city. It's a fun city. But it's changed a lot, obviously, since I was there. But anyway, she knows the city, so that's all that matters.
And she's going for business.
She's going for business, and I'm going to join her down there later in the weekend. Yeah, they have a big sports lawyers convention.
Ooh.
Lots going on. Yeah,
a lot of gavel pounding, a lot of habeas corpus this,
meetings,
corpus Christi that.
They got a lot of.
If it pleases the court.
They have a lot of
Your
stuff.
witness, Exhibit A, no further questions, Your Honor. I rest my case.
A lot of stuff going on over there at TCO. That's
I'm sure there is.
Say.
Well, they're putting the final touches on the Aaron Rodgers contract.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
I'm just telling you. I told you my theory, right? There's already a handshake agreement between KOC and because.
Now, if you want to bet on that, I'd be more than happy to bet.
Here's the deal. Aaron ain't going to no mini camps. He ain't going to Otis. And the coach can't agree to that because then it looks like, what about this culture and everything you've established here? And you're treating one player differently than the rest. You can't do that. And so KOC just said, after Otis, we'll sign you. Mm-hmm. That's what they'll do, and he'll sign. Are you really going to take a team that's their big game window has never been more open since 1998? Just hasn't. Okay. I mean, it's right there. You're going to trust a 21-year-old kid that's never taken a snap in a real regular season NFL. You're going to risk everything. I know the Jaden Daniels story is well documented, but there's a reason it's well documented because it doesn't happen very often. Again, if you're suggesting that Aaron Rodgers is the same quarterback as he was even 5 years ago, I'd agree, but I don't know. But first of all, it's not going to happen. Maybe even 3/4 of it. How do you know it's not going to happen? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. Leave it at that. Nice talking with you. Rodgers back to pass. He's JJ. I can hear it now. Oh, you are. We'll see you tomorrow. Man. We'll get your official prediction. Oh, it throws away Thursday. I got to come in and make the prediction on the Wolves and the Lakers. Wolves Lakers prediction. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll see you at 2. Yes, sir. Tanner, thanks for having me. Hey, great job. You as well. We enjoyed our visit. Little Distat Lab tomorrow at 12. If you'd like to join us again. Big ticket JG. Don't touch that dial. There next during the fan. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. And good night, Minnesota. And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include a lot more people than ourselves. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, we help plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because even though our business is helping guide your finances, our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com, ODOO.com.
You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.